chapter 12, just so I can have 2 different videos and kind of like, keep it organized. Because there's a whole tab, like there's a whole playlist for just Judges, okay? On YT when y'all need to catch up. There's a whole tab. Okay, so let me turn this around. I'm going to read chapter 12 and then we'll take it line by line. It's really not that many verses. So let's keep on going. Okay? Let me see. I'm trying to... Okay. Okay, let's do it. Chapter 12, verse 1. The Ephraimite forces were called out, and they crossed over to Zaphon. They said to Jephthah, "Why did you go to fight the Ammonites without calling us to go with you? We're going to burn down your house over your head." Jephthah answered, "I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites, and although I called, you didn't save me out of their hands. When I saw that you wouldn't help, I took my life in my hands and crossed over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave me the victory over them. Now why have you come up today to fight me?" Jephthah then called together the men of Gilead and fought against Ephraim. The Gileadites struck them down because the Ephraimites had said, "You Gileadites are renegades from Ephraim and Manasseh." The Gileadites captured the fords of the Jordan leading to Ephraim, and whenever a survivor of Ephraim said, "Let me cross over," the men of Gilead asked him, "Are you an Ephraimite?" If he replied no, they said, "All right, say Shibboleth." If he said Shibboleth, because he could not pronounce the word correctly, they seized him and killed him at the fords of the Jordan. 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Jephthah led Israel 6 years. Then Jephthah the Gileadite died and was buried in a town in Gilead. After him, Ibzan of Bethlehem led Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He gave his daughters away in marriage to those outside his clan. And for his sons, he brought in 30 young women as wives from outside his clan. Ibzan led Israel 7 years. Then Ibzan died and was buried in Bethlehem. After him, Elon the Zebulunite led Israel 10 years. Then Elon died and was buried in Aijalon in the land of Zebulun. After him, Abdon, son of Hillel, from Pirathon led Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. He led Israel 8 years. Then Abdon, son of Hillel, died and was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim in the hill country of the Amalekites. I just read this. I read these things and I just think, we just don't be listening, okay? We just don't be listening. Okay, let's take it line by line. I'm going to get to the point where I'm getting to about us not listening. Okay? Verse 1. The Ephraimite forces were called out, and they crossed over to Zaphon. They said to Jephthah, "Why did you go to fight the Ammonites without calling us to go with you? We're going to burn down your house over your head." Now, let's talk about the Ephraimites, because this is about the second time that they got upset that they didn't get to fight. Okay? I don't know about y'all, but if somebody told me that they got it, they all right, I'd be like, all right, well, I see how we all get back. I'm going to come over here. We going to, I'll get the produce ready for us to eat. I'll set the house up. Y'all want to go fight it? The house will be ready for you when you get back. Y'all do what y'all need to do. Okay then, okay? But they did the same thing when Gideon went and defeated the Midianites, okay? They said, why didn't you let us fight? Why didn't you let us da 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 da? And Gideon told them, it really wasn't that big deal. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I really wasn't trying to cause no trouble or nothing. It's just, it happened and it's over and we cool. Right? Let me move this because now we in 12. Okay, I'll take that banner off. So for the fact that the Ephraimites are ready to just go to war with their cousins is crazy. That's crazy. Why did you go to fight the Ammonites without calling us to go with you? We're going to burn down your house over your head. Like, that's 0 to 100. That's really 0 to 100. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. I need to ask a question. Okay, so yeah, okay. So I asked, I said, why is Ephraim so mad and violent? Okay, I just researched this, and the first thing that popped up was pride and jealousy, right? Pride and jealousy. But let's remember where Ephraim comes from. Ephraim and Manasseh were like the golden tribes because they came from Joseph. And Joseph was the brother, remember in Genesis, that was sold into slavery, but ended up having favor on his life. And the other brothers that sold him into slavery ended up working for Joseph. Okay? So all of the brothers that ended up working for Joseph, all of the brothers ended up making up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? But Joseph had 2 tribes by himself because he was so like that in Genesis, okay? And those 2 tribes were Ephraim and Manasseh. And so if you think down the line, down the line, this is like a prideful tribe. Okay? But like I also said, this is not the first time they did that. They did the same thing when it came to Gideon. Except this time, when they're talking to Jephthah, they're not even considering peace. Because they didn't even wait for him to respond. They said, why didn't you call us? We're about to burn down your house. We're about to burn you up. Arson, big arson. Okay? Then Jephthah answers. They went straight. They was really with the stuff, okay? They went straight from 0 to 1,000 on Jephthah. After Jephthah is helping out the Israelites. Like, let's not forget the bigger picture here. You trying to get the glory. Ephraim, chill. Like, it's not even all that. It's not even that serious. Verse 2. Jephthah answered, I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites, and although I called, you didn't save me out of their hands. Because who's going to get the glory? At the beginning of the day and at the end. It didn't matter whether they called him or not. It wasn't for Ephraim to deliver the Ammonites into their hands. It was for God to deliver the Ammonites into their hands. Okay? Verse 3. When I saw that you wouldn't help, I took my life in my hands and crossed over to fight the Ammonites. I don't know. I took my life into my hands. That's wordy. Because I don't like to take my life into my hands too much. I want God to do a thing, okay? But he says, I took my life in my hands and crossed over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave me the victory over them. Okay, all right. So we include God in this. The Lord gave me the victory over them. Now, why have you come up today to fight me? Okay? He's like, what's the problem? Like, what's up? Listen, I called y'all. Y'all won't know where to be found. We went and did the thing. God helped us out like he always do. And it's over with. What's the problem? Why y'all coming up today? Why you want to fight? We cousins. What's up? Verse 4. Exactly, Jada says, you ain't answer. We won by God. What's the issue? Exactly. Verse 4. Jephthah then called together the men of Gilead and fought against Ephraim. Whew. Now they at war. Now they fighting their cousins. Okay? The Gileadites struck them down because the Ephraimites had said, you Gileadites are renegades from Ephraim and Manasseh. The Gileadites captured the fords of the Jordan leading to Ephraim, and whenever a survivor of Ephraim said, let me cross over, the men of Gilead asked him, are you an Ephraimite? Who you with? You an Ephraimite? If he replied, no, verse 6, they said, all right, you're not an Ephraimite? Say Shibboleth. Okay, that's like somebody saying, say Ali Ali action free 5 times. Say Ali Ali action free 5 times. Okay? They said, all right, say Shibboleth. If he said Shibboleth, okay, Shibboleth. If he said Shibboleth, because he could not pronounce the word correctly, I'm getting sick and tired of your broken promises. Okay? Let me stop. I'm going to chill. They seized him and killed him at the fords of the Jordan. 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Okay? 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Verse 7. Jephthah led Israel 6 years. Y'all know I have to highlight when they led and when they were oppressed, because I'll forget. Jephthah led Israel 6 years, okay? I can't believe they killed 42,000 of their cousins now. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to... Look, sometimes I got to chill on the jokes, all right? The Lord was like, and focus, and reel it back. Okay. Jephthah led Israel 6 years. Then Jephthah the Gileadite died and was buried in the town of Gilead. There is a bomb in Gilead. Okay. I sure can, born ready. Come on. Girl, you let me know when you're ready. You let me know. I'm here every day, every way. Okay. Jephthah led Israel 6 years. So now we go to the board. Jephthah, 6 years. Let's write down 6 years. And what color is this going to be? Did he slave or did he save? Slave is red. Save is blue. Did he slave? There we go, Jada. Yeah. He saved the people. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Okay? 6 years. Amen? But that whole killing of the 42,000 cousins, that don't sit right with me, man. We got to have peace in the land. But the Ephraimites were very prideful. Like, they had no business even bucking their chest up like that. Like, they didn't have to do all that. Let's keep going. Verse 8. After him, Ibzan of Bethlehem led Israel. Okay. Right after. So you see how we had successors back to back? We getting some more blues on the board. We getting some more blues on the board. Okay? Jeff wasn't playing with nobody. Just get rid of them. Yeah, off them. Off with their heads. Yeah. Jeff was not really with that. He was a mighty warrior, I'm trying to tell you. There was a reason why the elders called him in to lead the people. Okay? There was a reason. All right, after him, Ibzan of Bethlehem led Israel. All right, so we got Ibzan of Bethlehem led Israel. All right, he had 30 sons and 30 daughters. Now, here's where it gets sticky and tricky. All right, is somebody outside cutting my grass? I think somebody's cutting my grass. If they are cutting my grass, I'm going to say this was a blessing. Okay, because I didn't ask anybody to cut my grass. Amen. Okay. Ibzan led Israel. Hold on. Let me go back. I really feel like they're outside cutting my grass right now. Like, it's like right here. Like, not across the street, but like right in my yard. More to come on that. More to come. Okay, verse 9. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He gave his daughters away in marriage. What? He gave his sons. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He gave his daughters away in marriage to those outside his clan. People don't be listening. See, they just be doing whatever they want to do. They just be doing whatever they want to do. This is where we get funky. This is where we get filthy. This is where we get stiff-necked. Okay? Those outside his clan. Jada says 60 kids is crazy. Okay, but it's really not crazy because that's what they be doing. Okay. It paused for a second because I'm really supposed to be off of this. Y'all know when we get to the pause, I got to wrap it up. Y'all want me to go peek about the grass? If y'all want me to see if my grass getting cut, say grass. And I'm going to go and I'm going to play some music and I'm going to go. Okay. 30 sons and 30. That is hilarious. Hold on. All right. Oh, I can't play music with me on live. Let me do it at the end. Let me finish this and then I'm going to go peek. We distracted. We only got a few more verses. And we're going to see in a second. Okay. So we talked about the 60 kids. Gideon had 70 sons. Okay. And Abimelech killed all of them. Abimelech killed all of them. Okay, they had lots of kids. Father Abraham had many sons. Okay. Now, those outside his clan, for his sons, he brought in 30 young women. So he gave his daughters away and he brought in random women into his clan. The Lord said, you are not to intermarry. He says this in Deuteronomy. Where? Y'all, somebody is doing work on my yard. Judges 12. This is what? 12 and 9. Okay. It says don't intermarry. Deuteronomy 7. All of the whole blueprint was in Deuteronomy 7. Let's go look at Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7, verse 3 and 4. It reads, do not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to their sons or take their daughters for your sons, for they will turn your children away from following me to serve other gods, and the Lord's anger will burn against you, and will quickly destroy you. That's Deuteronomy 7, verse 3 and 4. Now we're here in Judges 12. Verse 9, he had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He gave his daughters away in marriage to those outside his clan. And for his sons, he brought in 30 young women as wives from outside his clan. Never says what clan they're from. Never says if they're Hivites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Jebusites, the Bidadites, the Midadites. All we know is they randoms. And they marrying them. Okay? Ibzan led Israel 7 years. Okay? Then Ibzan died and was buried in Bethlehem. Okay? So we have another. Hey, Kira girl. So we have another leader, Ibzan, who led for 7 years. But he over here being filthy, funky, and stiff-necked because now he's just getting very mixy. He's getting very mixy. Let's keep going. I'm going to write that on the board, but I ran out of space. So we're going to pick that up when we talk about 13, okay? After him, okay, then Ibzan died and was buried in Bethlehem. That's verse 10. Verse 11. After him, Elon, the Zebulunite, led Israel 10 years, okay? So we have 3 leaders, okay? Elon, the Zebulunite, led Israel 10 years. Then Elon died and was buried in Aijalon in the land of Zebulun. After him, verse 13, Abdon, son of Halil, from Pirathon, led Israel. He had 40 sons. $40. Sorry, I had to say it. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. Now, this is when we talk about people getting their whips. Okay? Because remember, for a long time, the Israelites were on foot for years. Centuries. They was on foot for years. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. Now they getting whips. They getting animals to ride on. Not just livestock to sacrifice, but now they getting animals to ride on. They've been invading people on horses and chariots fitted with iron, and now they got donkeys to ride on. They really coming up in the world. Moving on up. Come on. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. He led Israel 8 years. 4th successor. Okay? 4th successor. Okay? Then Abdon, son of Halil, died and was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim in the hill country of the Amalekites. All right? And that is chapter 12. So we still see here in chapter 12 some incomplete obedience, but we thank God that we can have some successors back to back to back and not have people serving them bells. They're not serving the bells yet. We're going to add to our chart. We're going to add to our chart, okay? I'm going to end this here on YouTube, okay? Praise the Lord. All right, we'll pick up 13 tomorrow.